Alright, this is what we're going to be making today. This is a student example, but you will be doing something very similar. You're going to start on your black paper. You're going to put your name up here and your period. Note, my paper is wider rather than longer. That is how you're going to do it. You're also going to want to fill the page up because we're doing these practice skills. You're going to start over here with a teardrop shape. Note, here's my pencil. It fills up almost all my pencil. You're going to go on the left side and draw a backwards J. And on the right side, a regular J. If at any point I'm going too fast, you can slow this down. You're going to then do a slight curve out, then another slight curve out. Then we're going to be doing what's called a wiggle line. So you're going to wiggle your line to create this ruffle. From there, you want to go from all the peaks. I call the top parts of these wiggles peaks and draw a straight line up. This creates yourself some whole bunch of vertical stripes. At this point, we're going to pick up our pencil. I'm using a full-length one. When we get into class, I'll use a short one. When you're doing this, you want to have some fairly decent pressure going on, because if you don't, it's not going to actually properly color. You're going to have full pressure, and then it's going to ease off, so you fade out until you get into the black. So you get a nice fade. Starting here, draw a very faint circle. This here circle is the area where your white is not going to be going in. So you're going to start here at the top, heavy pressure, and you're going to gradually ease up on that pressure. We are doing that same colored pencil technique that we practiced with the gradient. It is super important that you continue practicing this skill. I ask you to use it a lot in my class. So here we are, we're at that point. I'm going to go a little bit over my circle so it's on even edges, make it look pretty. And then I'm going to start down here at the bottom and do the exact same thing. Try and get it so that you don't have any streak marks like I just did there. I know that you can do better. I have faith in you. And then we're going to keep working our way up, again, going lighter as we go, so that you have that nice gradient blending into all the area. Again, remember that we're missing that inside area is so it looks like it is a shadow. And I made it a little uneven there so that I still had that area in there, but it is there. So there is my first one. Now I'm going to start over here. The really important part about this is I need to leave a little bit of a space. By leaving a space, I am creating an illusion of a line there, which helps separate the two areas from each other. Super important to do this. And then start from the bottom and do the exact same thing. If you're wondering, why is she going so fast? It's called, I've been doing this for years. You're learning a new skill. If you have these skills, man, that's awesome. But don't expect to go super fast right away. You will build up to that speed. So there we are for the second one, getting that other shadow in there. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Again, making sure to leave that gap. Having that gap in there is going to be super important for defining all of your pieces. That's what you want to do. You are looking to define all your parts. I'm expecting you guys to do a really good job on this because this is an extremely simple project. So if you're choosing to do this one, make sure that you're putting forth the effort the entire time and doing a good job. Otherwise, well, you probably won't get the grade that you're hoping for. Sometimes all it does is take a little bit of time to slow down. Alright, now we're going to go down here. Once you have that done, you're going to start off on the left side with heavy pressure, and you're going to ease off so it fades over to the other side. Again, we're looking at that, and I'm also keeping a little bit of a gap at the top. I'm going to repeat for every single section so that I have that gradient, or value change, going all the way across on these here parts. It may not look like it, but yes, I am still coloring in circles. I am just going with bigger circles and quicker movements. As you can see though, we still have those gaps. That is so important. I can't say that enough. I know I keep saying it, but you're going to hear me say it several more times throughout this here demonstration. And it's also really important for the project also. So making sure you have them. It's what makes this project really interesting to look at, is having these highlights and lowlights. You are actually coloring in the highlights on this part because that's where it is. Alright, so that's that part. Now, we're going to do the next one. We're going to draw ourselves a lazy S-curve. Whoop. There we go. We even had a sound effect because, yep, sound effects are good. This here part, when we jump in a pool, our hair floats back up because of the way the pressure's working, and then as soon as we start swimming towards the top, it goes back down. So that's how we have this here mark right here. That's where we're pressing up, so that's the gravity working for us. We're going to start over here, and we are going to do another wiggle line. And I'm going to start right about there. Stop. Not start. And then I'm going to come back over and do a wiggle line over here. I'm going to do the same over here. But this time I'm going all the way across. I'm going to pull out my white pencil, and with very heavy pressure, so death grip pressure, we are going to draw a very firm line here. The pencil is showing up really well here on the camera. I use the exact same pencils as you guys, so don't think that it's not that. It's just that this is great visualization. Alright, we're going to go here and we're going to start making some teardrops. So right here, bringing it up when it goes up with that curve. And then right here, also. Each time I come up, I'm making this curve, creating that little section. There's no teardrop spot right here, so we're going to go like this and just kind of create an area that goes up like that. I'm going to hope that my little friends here in the room are going to stop whispering to each other, because my microphone's probably going to pick up everything. Alright, here we go down here. And again, it may be that we're just going like this and we are creating this here space. And that's okay. Sometimes we have to create that space. We don't want a huge one, so I'm just going to create it there like that. I'm going to do the exact same for over here, so that we have it all. And I'm just going to create a space there. This one's going to come around. I did this a little bit differently than I did the others, but that's okay. I think it'll still look good. Still creating all those little teardrop shapes. I'm going to go here, create that shape, that one, and this one I'm just going to divide in half so I have the two areas. From here, I'm going to go up here and start at the top. Again, we're going to go with heavy pressure right down here, and we're going to work our way up, easing up on the pressure to get that gradient or value change. Again, starting down here. What am I going to do though? I am going to create that small little gap there. You want to have that gap so that it looks like it's separate things. Do you see the gap I'm talking about? So this is what you do for the whole thing. I am going to continue doing this as I go here. See, I don't have to do it just as much, but yep, I'm still going to create it up over here. Just like that. And then when I am done, I will show you my finished version of this so that you don't have to listen to me and watch me color the entire time. So, I'm going to pause. Alright, so here, as you can see, I have it completely done. The next thing we're going to do, the last thing you want to practice, is some bubbles. So, bubbles are pretty simple. You just draw a line and a couple of curves. You want them to be different sizes. Have them go around. Practice them so that you know what they look like. That's what you want to do. Do at least 15 bubbles and practice them. All right, that is what you're going to need to do for this project.